All right, Miss Howard, who is still off today, but we have your business news.
All right, so let's start with a live look at the markets. The Dow down 73 points, but hey, it's come back because it was down much more this morning. This market started south on news that the Justice Department has opened a criminal investigation into Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell.
All right, we have learned that 183 employees will lose their jobs when DFS closes its 3 Hawaii stores this year. So the Waikiki Galleria location, that will lay off 84 employees at the end of the month. The Honolulu Airport location will let go of 80 employees in late March. 19 employees will lose their jobs at the Kahului Airport location in August. That duty-free retailer, which started in the 1960s, has faced a decline in international travelers and difficulty with trading conditions.
Starting this fall, all Hawaii public high schoolers will have to pass a financial literacy course to graduate. The curriculum will cover income, spending, saving, investing, credit, and risk. The Department of Education says that schools can offer instruction through various methods, including a standalone elective course, integration into existing courses, or self-paced learning options.
Amazon may be taking another swing at physical stores. Officials in a Chicago suburb have approved a proposal to build a 230,000 square foot retail center. So it would include a supercenter selling groceries, prepared food, and general merchandise. The state would also double as a fulfillment center, and customers could pick up their online orders there as well. All right, good morning, guys.
Hey, good